Hello everyone, welcome for tuning in, welcome to tuning in, thank you for tuning in, all of the above, lost in translation. I wanted to record today because this is something that's very typical for Costa Rica. It's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon in May, and we get rain for a few hours each day, which to me is wonderful. I hear a lot of people complaining because they come to Costa Rica and they want it to be beautiful all the time and sunny and all this and that. The reason Costa Rica is so beautiful and green and has such abundant ecosystems and immense biodiversity is because of this rain. To me, it's something I sought. I wanted to escape snow forever. I've always loved rain, so I made sure I was going to be living in an area that saw abundant rain. Areas up north like Costa are more dry climates. Towards the Central Valley, they don't necessarily receive the same amount of rain as we do here on the Central Pacific Coast and the Southern Zone. So to me it was very important, obviously with growing food, but also for climate control, because this is a natural air conditioner. The sky is overcast, it's bringing cool air from the upper atmosphere down here to the surface. So it's a natural way of cooling the air and of course, abundantly feeding all the plants that I work so hard to cultivate here, so that we can reap gigantic, look at this, gigantic mangoes. This is a manga, or an Indian mango, and it's close to the size of my head, a human head, which the average human head is like 10 to 11 pounds typically. So imagine how much this guy weighs. And inside here is a superfood, a fruit that is sought after around the world. And you see there's some different coloring. Eventually this will turn like a yellowish red, and then it will be super ready to eat. But even these, the green mangoes, are gonna have like a little orange hue. You see Astro behind me, a little like orange hue on the inside, but even green, you add a little bit of salt to a mango and it's a fantastic dish, snack. I would compare it to like a big green apple, and I'm not too familiar with, I forget the names of the apples in the United States, but like a green apple with a little salt on it. It's fantastic, literally amazing. So I'm gonna estimate in the hundreds, probably 300 to 400 mangoes ripening about that size right now on both of my big trees. And it's a blessing. And this rain not only obviously hydrates and provides food for the fruits to grow, but it also subtly will knock the ripe fruits down off of the tree, so I don't have to work too hard, and you can hear them dropping throughout the day. And I'll just go outside and find whichever one has dropped before the bugs get it, and have fresh mangoes all day. Each day I've been picking probably literally off the ground 10 to 12 mangoes that same size. I've gone to town a few times and dropped off bags to friends, to the homeless, to just general people I see. And interestingly, I've gotten trades, so I've, for trading mangoes, just giving mangoes as gifts, I've received 4 or 5 bananas in return. I've received 2 avocados from another friend. So it's a pretty cool atmosphere and dynamic down here socially. That's kind of a secondary aspect to growing fruit, which is the community aspect, which is really nice. So that said, I had a little bit of drama in the community, which I'm not going to go into details about anytime soon, because some of this stuff is still unfolding. Thankfully, I'm safe. I don't have any trouble heading my way, but it was a scary week, and not like scary like, oh, I'm going to die, but scary like, what is going on right now, and why is this happening to me? And I just had to evaluate it, and thankfully, I've been able to not experience stress from what happened. I've been able to stay calm. And it's mostly because of everything I've been through in the past. But interestingly, I just started this supplementary nutritional impact in my life, or influence in my life, I should say, which is Magic Mind, which you guys heard about in my last video. But 2 of the main effects from this doctor-validated super drink that has had thousands of tests done, experiments done on it, and it's truly helpful in lowering stress and remaining calm. Mental clarity, processing, a lot of the ingredients are conducive to that nutritionally, and then the combination of the ingredients that are found in this beautiful Magic Mind productivity drink are substantial. This is literally amazing, and I've gone over the ingredients before, but it's a nootropic, gives you energy, it's an adaptogen, helps you feel less stress or react to stress less. The vitamins increase immunity, so it's got benefits 360 degrees around. It tastes fantastic. I actually do love the taste. It is flavored with some type of fruit, and I'm not exactly specifically sure. I want to say it's the passion fruit that I'm tasting, but it's also got organic agave, and it's got red beets, and it's got vanilla, so there's a lot of flavors influenced here, but it just, to me, it tastes like a smoothie with all mixed fruits, and then you've got all the benefits of all the other great stuff, the ashwagandha, the matcha tea, the cordyceps mushrooms, the lion's mane mushrooms are in it. It's truly fantastic, and on a day like today that's a little more relaxed, I try to not drink as much coffee because I kind of overdose on coffee. That is my one and only addiction, and hopefully soon, in the next year or two, I won't have to buy coffee anymore because I'm growing 40 trees, plants, bushes of coffee, and they're all fruiting right now. So in the next few months, I'll be able to harvest all the red, ripe fruits and start to roast them, home roast them here at the Jungle Temple. And Simba wants to come out to play. He likes the rain. So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to wean myself off of most store-bought things, but there are certain things that I don't grow here, and that's why a drink like Magic Mind is so fantastic. So in case you're not aware yet, Magic Mind is a mental performance shop. It improves your sleep, helps you feel less stress. It's doctor validated. There's been over 200, way more than 200 already scientific studies to prove the effectiveness and validity of this drink. It's truly amazing. There are endless benefits, and I'm going to list some of those below here of what I've been feeling after using the drink for 7 days. And not only is it great in flavor and it helps with less stress and more energy, but check these factors out. So most importantly, Simba is so excited because he loves me drinking this drink too, because I'm more attentive to him. So what I've liked about this drink and really how it's helped is, one, the flavor is fantastic. So it's a nice little sweet drink that I can have throughout the day. I don't normally drink sugar. I don't put sugar in my coffee. I don't eat sweets anymore. I don't have ice cream in my diet anymore. As much as I love it, I just eliminated it. The only sugar I get is the natural sugar from the fruits that I eat, and I do try to limit that. I try to stay to lower sugar fruits like plantains, and I try to eat a lot of my spinach and eggs that I grow here. The mangoes I like to give to friends. I like to share with the dogs. I prefer things like avocados. Simba's so excited. He loves the rain. He wants to go run. But some of the real ways that, I've benefited from this in the week that I've been using it is I had an abnormally, extremely stressful week with external factors trying to stress me out. And I feel like I've maintained my composure and my cool more than I ever have in my life. Now, anybody that knows me, I'm from New Jersey. We're fire. I'm a fire sign. We got fire. We defend ourselves. We fight. That's just the nature of who I am and where I'm from. But obviously cultivating the Pura Vida lifestyle here in Costa Rica has affected me in many ways philosophically. Me getting a little older has affected my reactions, but also something like this drink came in the perfect time because I just started it a week ago, and literally a week ago today is when these problems started coming into my life. It was as if Magic Mind energetically or metaphysically sent this test into my life to see how composed I would stay. And I have to say, my reactions to everything that happened this week were super, I should say I'm super proud of how I reacted because I didn't really react. I broke everything down into logical conversation. I was open with people. I wasn't holding anything back or holding anything inside, I should say. Nothing was eating me up on the inside. I vocalized everything I needed to vocalize to the people I needed to. Points were made, friendships were strengthened, new friendships were created. And now today I am sitting here in peace, much different than the last weekend that passed by. And maybe in time I'll get into the details of what specifically happened, but now is not the time. I'm just enjoying my Magic Mind stress reliever and just being very grateful for the wisdom I've cultivated over the years, the pace of Costa Rica and the pace of this land that, even when there is a problem, you don't have to chop at it right away. You can really sit back and meditate and get advice from yourself, the universe, friends, and really evaluate, what to do in a situation that's troubling more than I think the pace of the United States or the New York City, New Jersey area used to allow me. You have to kind of do things right away, and if there was a problem, you had to chop it right there. Where this is something I actually need time to help me with, not just processing how I should react, but what's going to result from this, because let's just say somebody tried to target me to distract other people from seeing what they were really doing. And that's unfortunate, because karma always comes back, good or bad. It boomerangs back around. So these people tried to hurt me, and they're going to wind up getting really hurt by the universe in the future because of what they did to somebody that was very innocent, completely, utterly, and 100% innocent of what I was accused of, and the things that they're doing might come to light now, and unfortunately they've got the eyes on them because of this situation. So what are you gonna do? Karma works out its own way, and I guess that's why I was protected, because I've always understood this universal force and worked with it rather than against it, like many people do in denial. So that's why I love Magic Mind too. I'm going to keep jumping back into this because this is a company I truly believe in, and that if you guys haven't looked into their products yet, I highly recommend it. If you look at the first comment below, it's a pinned comment that I'm going to leave. That gets you 63% discount off of your first order for your first 10-day subscription. You can also use my code, which is in there, which is TobanoSuski20, and that's going to get you a discount on any products you order in the future as well. So click that link, guys. Go check out what they offer. Definitely start incorporating Magic Mind into your lifestyle. You can order it offline and it gets shipped directly to you, or there are a number of stores. I think they work with over 50 retailers around the world at this point. I think it's something like 26 countries they ship to. So it's quickly becoming a global brand, and availability is increasing week by week that goes by. I just feel very lucky. I'm one of the first people to be promoting this on social media, and I'm very grateful that they've sponsored my YouTube channel now. So thank you, Magic Mind, and any of the executives and employees that work with Magic Mind. I appreciate you and the work you've done to create such a great product for the world, plain and simple. So let me get to the point. Magic Mind actually donates 5 cents on every bottle sold, 5 cents US on every bottle sold, to mental health organizations that work exclusively and specifically with the homeless populations of the United States, and I'm sure as the program continues to grow worldwide. If anybody is a subscriber and you followed me and what I do, on a weekly basis since I've lived in Costa Rica, I try to harvest as many fruits from my property and bring them down to town to give to the homeless community and the underprivileged and just general people in need, whether it's friends, to make connections. But there is a homeless population in downtown Parita, and I make an effort not to, try to give them money that they're going to go buy some junk with, but to bring them bags of food, high quality food, whether they want to eat it to improve their health and just get some calories in their body that's better quality than what they're normally eating, which is like chips and beer basically, or they can turn around and take it and sell it, because tourists are passing through the town all the time. So all they have to do is say, I got a mango for $2, and they're going to make a sale and they can use that money for whatever, but at least they're being productive and industrious with their time and with their resources. So it's very important to me to be aligned with a company that also gives back every day, every week, every moment of their existence to the homeless populations of the world, because this is a big problem everywhere we go. When I had a gym, I wasn't working with food, but I would gather clothes and I would ask all the members to recycle their clothes, or ask their friends and family to recycle clothes, and I would gather them, and once every couple weeks or once every month I would have this charity come pick it up. I would go and deliver it to the church that they would, kind of have their organization at, and then they would go and hand it out to the homeless populations of northern New Jersey, and I think 4 or 5 different cities in New Jersey. Hoboken and Newark and a few other cities and areas that are a little less privileged than the rest of us. So it's been an important part of my life for going on 15 years now, probably. So for me, when I evaluate potential sponsors, and I've had a few reach out to me, there have to be certain principles aligned to my lifestyle and my brand and the Jungle Temple brand and Magic Mind. I'm going to show the bottle one more time. Magic Mind is such a brand, and not only do they have wonderful product, but they also have wonderful principles that stand behind their company, and I guess kind of create a foundation for their company that I also believe in. So I just wanted to give a review, a shout out of how I felt after 7 days on this amazing performance shot that is Magic Mind. Guys, this is something that I encourage you, whether you were a member of Temple Kinesis, whether you visited the Jungle Temple, whether you discovered me some other way through social media, I highly recommend Magic Mind products. Guys, go get this performance shot. You're going to benefit every day of your life, I promise. In one of the most challenging and difficult weeks of my life since living in Costa Rica, I am very grateful that this happened to be the week that I started drinking Magic Mind, and it gave me a upper hand on the situations that I was facing. And for those of you that have been tuning into my videos for many months and years, thank you so much. Seriously, for those of you that have donated to the GoFundMe, thank you. If you're not familiar with my GoFundMe, it is very important for me to live a carbon neutral, or kind of combating the carbon impact of my life previous to this and the lifestyles of every other person pretty much on the planet right now that has a gasoline or fuel-based vehicle. I don't use gasoline on this property anymore. I don't use a lawnmower or a weed whacker. I use a machete to cut the grass. I invest my time all day, every day into planting new trees, which of course absorb carbon-rich air and convert it to new oxygen-rich air for us and heal the ecosystem and heal the environment one plant at a time. I've planted in the several hundreds, we might even be in the thousands of trees and plants at this point in just under 4 years living here in Costa Rica. So to be carbon neutral is super important to me, and Magic Mind is a carbon neutral company. Hopefully Costa Rica is a carbon neutral country at some point in the near future, it's very close, because all of our electricity comes, I think, 98% from a hydroelectric plant. So we're pretty close to being a carbon neutral country, but there's still a lot of petroleum use and gasoline use all over the country. So for me, as one person, as an individual, I choose not to drive a gasoline vehicle, not to use gasoline on my property, minimally consume products that are petroleum based as much as possible, in hopes that I can make a positive impact on a world that kind of is going in the opposite direction, but also the hundreds or thousands of viewers that may come across these videos, and maybe one day in the future millions of viewers, God willing and universe willing. Some of you, a percentage of you, are inspired by the lifestyle I'm living and also want to live a carbon neutral or carbon free almost lifestyle and eliminate your use of gasoline, try to minimize your transportation in vehicles, start to use bicycles more, start to exercise more, and realize that you can walk 20 miles in a day and it's not going to kill you, and it's only going to benefit you, and you're going to see a lot more of the environment. So moving forward, it's also obviously going to be very important for me to align with brands like Magic Mind, who are carbon neutral and who find it very important to give back to communities in need and not just take profits solely for self. And you see them rising on the stock market platform, but they're not necessarily doing any good for the planet. A brand like Magic Mind is aligned to my brand here, the Jungle Temple, and my brand, the US Temple Kinesis, and the High Nature Kids, in the sense that we have aims and philosophies and underlying principles that are to help the communities that we're from, and an extended boundary of that as well, and to also help the planet significantly by maintaining a carbon neutral status, and maybe even going in the opposite direction, and kind of what I'm doing here, which is planting so many trees whose leaves are going to absorb all that carbon dioxide filled air and convert it to fresh, good oxygen for us, so that the future generations can have a better shot at healing the planet than we might have had from the generations before us who didn't really care too much. So guys, thank you for tuning in. This is my 7 days after starting Magic Mind. This is one of my mangoes. Here's one of the taglines to Magic Mind. It says, "Do more, stress less." It's absolutely true. I had a super productive first week ingesting, imbibing Magic Mind. I even had some external factors that were significantly abnormal for my lifestyle here in general, and I was able to maintain my composure more than I ever thought I would be. I was also able to really process what was happening and come up with solutions much more adeptly than I ever had before. And I'm sure there's a number of factors involved with that, but I truly believe, you can look me in my eyes if I'm being honest, Magic Mind had a big part in helping me with that, because it's undeniable what the ingredients are and what the effects of the ingredients are, and I just happen to have this practical exam show up to me to see how effective Magic Mind was. So as you can hear, my boy Simba is calling me. There's a ripe mango right behind the camera that he probably smells and he wants. So I'm gonna go dice that up for the dogs and they can have a little afternoon snack. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Please visit the Jungle Temple. I have all these mangoes that I want to share with you. Please come enjoy my fruits, the fruits of labor here, the blessings and the miracles that come from this beautiful jungle temple. Thank you guys for tuning in.